Okay, we are on a stage that we managed to complete back in the previous version of the game. Hopefully there's not going to be too many of those this chapter, but I guess we'll see. There's at least one particular stage I don't think I look forward to doing again if it's in this release as well, but we'll worry about that when we get to it. Has every stage in this chapter so far been one we've seen already? I don't remember. I don't think the first... No, the first one wasn't, I don't think. I just didn't recognize it. Oh, we're just gonna do that now, I guess. I intended that to go, but... Come on now. Yeah, see, that last part doesn't feel so hard, actually. I'm still well ahead of a gold. Again, because they didn't seem to... You can hear me pressing that button. Game doesn't accept it, though. But, yeah, they seem to have inherited the times from the challenge update, which were weirdly generous back in... I guess we'd call it Classic now. Marble Up Classic. Do allow some time, too, if we're going to get the treasure box in this stage, considering that wasn't particularly fun to get the first time. But yeah, the general rule in these challenge update stages, general rule seems to be just get to the stage without any major mistakes. Oh, hello. Just did not move to the side I was expecting to. I guess the platform is moving a little bit. But yeah, just get to the end without making any major mistakes, probably picking up all the time travels that are available, and that will generally get you a diamond. It's not particularly demanding. But I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that being the bar for getting diamond. I do think the bar for getting gold is a little too permissive, at least. If nothing else, it's... I didn't mind it back in the challenge update, where since the stages are so much more difficult than all the other stages in the game, it made sense to be comparatively generous, and also the stages were way longer. But in this game, when you have many more longer, more unforgiving stages already, it just is weirdly incongruent. I'm doing this so sloppy and it's still working! Darn it! Practically the last possible bounce that could have gone wrong there. Like, gold does not at all feel like an accomplishment in these stages in this game. Unlike the predecessor, where getting gold on these just made sense in comparison to the difficulty of getting gold on other stages, because the other stages were just easy. Should I say having not gotten gold, or having not gotten diamond on tons of them. I had it and I just ran into the wall. I only kind of barely got gold on all of them in the first game, in the first release. In fact, it just feels kind of silly now. The stage doesn't even feel that difficult to me. That's one of the things, too. Like, this was a pretty crazy stage by the standards of so-called Marbled Up Classic, but by the standards of this game, I feel like this isn't even appropriate to put in, you know, the last world in the game, particularly. So that was a real stretch trying to go for that. I feel like it might be a little easy for that, and then you combine that with its gold times, and it's crazy how the difficulty just kind of drops off in a weird way. Not that I wanted every episode to be like it was in the previous chapter, where just... Well, I say that. I am still basically doing one episode per stage at this point. But it feels less frustrating the whole time, at least. Usually. This stage is also getting a bit annoying, but mostly just because it takes me so long to get to the part that actually messes me up each time. And I have small issues on earlier parts occasionally. But this stage at least does avoid the issue that lots of other stages have in this game with just doing the same thing too many times over and over. The challenge update was not immune to that, in my opinion. We already had one stage where I complained about that. But there is at least one more as well that I don't really look forward to doing, because it's another one that just goes on too long. In fact, the previous stage is kind of that same thing again, too. Where it's a downhill stage, it just goes on a lot longer than it ought to. Very convenient that my controller keeps pressing the switch camera button twice. Ah, the timing on that is really tough to get working. Instead of once. So it actually does switch back on its own. Usually I have to switch back myself. But lately it's been better about that. It's been switching it back automatically. But yeah, I am having a little bit of difficulty doing the very last platforms just by virtue of the jump timing not lining up especially well with when the platform moves. That's fine, I don't really have any particular... really didn't need to do that. I don't have any particular investment in getting that time travel if I can avoid it in a fast fashion. It probably is a small time save to grab it if I don't take too long to get it. But being on an off cycle was a bigger problem. But just waiting a cycle is probably fine. The game's not that demanding in this stage, I don't think. I am doing too much messing up jumping on these tiny moving platforms, though. And by tiny, I mean in a way to diminish their importance, not to actually say they're difficult to land on. They shouldn't be giving me frequent troubles like this. Okay, oh boy. I appreciate the shortness of the stage compared to others as well. Like, it is a difficult stage, sure, in a number of ways. At least the very last part of it is difficult, and that's really only... That's really it. I don't like having to wait for this thing, but... Ah! I tried to jump in and... I thought I was holding a jump on my final bounce there, and it just didn't do what I wanted it to do. But yeah, the hardest part is just jumping onto that second platform. I just stopped moving there for some reason, as in I stopped pressing the stick in any direction. But I do find it difficult how the time it takes me to jump just doesn't line up well. Like, I can't jump less in this game. There's no small hop, it's a very binary thing. That means that if I have to hop over the bar in the middle, the timing to that is not something I have a lot of control over, honestly, how long it takes me to do that. Okay, come on now. You've done these platforms so many times. Why are they a problem? Yeah, this is one of those stages where it's kind of annoying how the beginning is mostly a formality, but I say it as I screw it up over and over too, so... I feel like for most purposes I've conquered it, even though I keep screwing it up. It does actually take me time to get to each attempt at the end. Even though I should be able to do it consistently by now. I feel consistent at it, but if I actually pay attention and see how many times I manage to restart between attempts at the end of the stage, I realize it's not actually true. I also realize my comments on this stage being a little too easy for this part of the game probably seem a little stupid in light of that, but... I don't know if I might still stand by those comments regardless, though, to be honest. I'm not sure. Oh, how in the world? It's not like I was going that fast. Why can't I stop moving? The marble is so heavy in this game. Like, having to think about how you move is good. But man... I have seen people say that's less like a marble and more like a bowling ball, and I do think that's a pretty good way of describing it. You have so much weight in this game, and that's a perfectly fine thing. There's just the occasion where you think, man, I have like no control over this thing. It just goes where it wants to go. It basically felt like that only saved me the time it took to collect the thing. Yeah, under 40 seconds, I don't think that casual play is going to give you much better than that. Okay, I press up and that's what the game tells you to press to start over, and it just doesn't do that. It makes the sound. That time I thought, well, what if I press the restart button that is now L3, and that instead just made me leave? I'm not really sure what's going on. But anyhow, how was it that I got this treasure box before? It feels kind of tempting to try to get it from above too, but I don't think that's the right thing to do. Okay, am I taking more time to get there now? How am I missing a cycle? But yeah, I think you just have to jump up there like that. Oh yeah, I got this check before, and then we'll use that to try each time. Question though, I think I tried this before, but is this... Yeah, I don't think here is a place you can sensibly try to get it from. Yeah, I just don't think that's really feasible. Okay. So I think you basically just want to try to get it from here, which is what I did before. Exactly like that. Okay, took a lot less time this time. Fun by me. Oh, but I can't see the checkering because it's just a mirror. The glossy marbles feel less special and everyone's glossy. Okay, so I'm not going to do it today. Next time, oh, we'll go back to Centripetal. I like this stage, it's just... Are these all... Okay, all downhill... Oops, sorry. All downhill is not... I don't think a stage I remember from the challenge update, but all the other ones so far are stages that I've already seen, which is kind of disappointing. Centripetal is not one I managed to get diamond on either, I don't think, and I might not get it this time either. We'll see. Yeah, Contra's probably a good one for this marble as well. Okay, in that case, I'll see everyone next time. We're getting there. Still, admittedly, slow progress. How many stages did we complete? 4. Across 5 episodes, but they are supposed to be difficult stages, so I think it's fair. Suspect we will stop getting all diamonds as of next time, but we'll see. Bye, everyone.